you're exhausted. Not from working too hard, but from constantly judging everything, your job, your relationships, even your morning coffee. You've been trained to label, this is good, this is bad, this is success, this is failure. But what if the very act of labeling is what drains you? What if the line you draw between beautiful and ugly is the source of your suffering? Step back from the edge of judgment. There's another way. To understand this teaching, you must first meet the man behind it. Laozi lived in ancient China around the 6th century BCE, a time of warring states, political intrigue, and philosophical turmoil. Confucius was teaching order and ritual, while others argued for harsh laws and rewards. But Laozi, keeper of the imperial archives, saw something deeper. He watched rulers try to force goodness onto the world, and he saw how their efforts created the very chaos they sought to avoid. In his view, the more you name and define virtue, the more you invite its opposite. The Tao Te Ching was his response, a whisper of wisdom in a world shouting for control. He wrote 81 short chapters, each a seed of stillness. Chapter 2 is perhaps the most radical. It challenges the very foundation of how you see reality. Imagine a time when philosophers debated endlessly about what is right and wrong, good and evil. They built elaborate systems of ethics, but Laozi quietly observed that these systems only deepened conflict. Why? Because every definition of good casts a shadow of bad. The more you try to grasp one, the more the other slips into existence. Laozi's genius was to step outside the game entirely. He didn't offer a new definition of good, he asked you to question the act of defining itself. This is not relativism, it's a profound insight into the nature of mind. Your mind craves categories, but reality flows without them. The Tao Te Ching is an invitation to stop drawing lines and start swimming in the river of what is. Now, let the words themselves settle in your mind. Listen to the original Chinese, then its English echo. Feel the rhythm, the silence between the characters. Translation: when everyone knows beauty as beautiful, ugliness arises. When everyone knows good as good, evil arises. Therefore, being and non-being produce each other, difficult and easy complete each other, long and short contrast each other, high and low distinguish each other, sound and voice harmonize each other, front and back follow each other. Thus, the sage acts without effort and teaches without words. He lets all things arise without claiming them, does without expecting, accomplishes without dwelling. Because he does not dwell, he never departs. Notice how the Chinese text has a poetic cadence, each pair of opposites is linked by a verb that suggests mutual creation. This is not about opposition but about interdependence. The characters themselves dance together, showing that life is a web of relationships, not a battlefield of opposites. In a small village at the foot of a misty mountain, there lived a potter named Shen. His hands were gnarled, his eyes deep like wells. He made bowls that everyone called perfect, flawless curves, even glazes, colors that seemed to hold the sunset. One day, a young apprentice asked him, "Master, how do you make such beautiful bowls?" Shen smiled and said, "I don't make them beautiful. I just let the clay be what it is." The apprentice was confused. "But you shape it, you fire it, you glaze it. Surely you create the beauty." Shen picked up a lump of clay and placed it on the wheel. "Watch," he said. He began to spin the wheel, his hands barely touching the clay. The clay rose and fell, wobbled and steadied. When he stopped, the bowl was lopsided, rough at the rim. "This is ugly," the apprentice said. Shen laughed. "You see ugliness because you have a name for beauty. But this bowl holds water as well as any. It is what it is. It does not know it is ugly. Only you know that." He placed the bowl on a shelf next to the perfect ones. "Tomorrow," he said, "you will see them differently." The next morning, the apprentice looked at the shelf. The lopsided bowl seemed to smile at him. The perfect one seemed stiff, lifeless. He understood then, beauty and ugliness are like two sides of a coin, without one, the other cannot exist. And the master's skill was not in creating beauty, but in not clinging to it. Let's sit with this story for a moment. The apprentice's initial reaction is so human, he immediately categorizes the bowl as ugly. But what changed overnight? Nothing about the bowls changed. Only his perception shifted. He stopped comparing. He saw the lopsided bowl as it was, without the filter of a beautiful or ugly. And in that seeing, the bowl became perfect. This is the heart of Chapter 2. When you drop the labels, you see things as they truly are, not as you judge them to be. The potter's mastery was not in technique but in non-attachment. He didn't try to make a beautiful bowl, he simply worked with the clay, and beauty emerged naturally. When the result was lopsided, he didn't reject it. He accepted it. And in that acceptance, even imperfection became whole. Let's peel back the layers of this chapter, phrase by phrase. First, when everyone knows beauty is beautiful, ugliness arises. This is not a warning against aesthetics. It's a revelation about the mind. The moment you label something as beautiful, you have already created a category for ugliness. You cannot have one without the other. They are twins. In modern terms, think of your social media feed. You see a photo of a friend's vacation, perfect beaches, glowing sunsets. You feel envy. But that envy only exists because you decided that your own rainy Tuesday is less than. The label, beautiful vacation, creates the possibility of a my boring life. Laozi says, stop labeling. Let experience be raw. Second, being and non-being produce each other. This is the heart of Taoist metaphysics. Nothing exists in isolation. The cup's emptiness makes it useful. The silence between notes makes music. Your career success is defined by the possibility of failure. If you never risked failure, you could never succeed. They are not enemies, they are dance partners. Consider a tree, its roots are hidden in darkness, its branches reach for light. Without the hidden, the visible cannot stand. In your life, the quiet moments of rest are what give energy to your active hours. The emptiness in your schedule is not wasted time, it is the space that makes productivity possible. Third, the sage acts without effort and teaches without words. This is Wu Wei, not doing nothing, but doing without forcing. Imagine a river flowing around a rock. It doesn't struggle, it simply moves. The sage doesn't impose his will on the world. He responds, adapts, and lets things unfold. In your life, this might mean not micromanaging your team, not forcing a conversation, not grasping for outcomes. It's the art of allowing. Wu Wei is often misunderstood as passivity, but it's actually a highly active state of alignment. When you're in flow, actions happen effortlessly. Think of a musician lost in improvisation, or a dancer moving without thought. That is Wu Wei. Fourth, he accomplishes without dwelling. Because he does not dwell, he never departs. This is the paradox. By not clinging to achievements, they become permanent. Think of the greatest leaders or artists, they are remembered not for their titles, but for their impact. A mother who raises her child with love doesn't say, I raised you, so you owe me. She lets go, and the love remains. Dwelling creates separation, letting go creates presence. If you cling to your success, you live in fear of losing it. But if you accomplish and then release, you remain free. The sage's actions are like footprints on water, they leave no trace, yet they change the flow forever. Centuries later, a Zen master named Sengai was asked by a samurai, what is the difference between heaven and hell? Sengai replied, you are a rude, ignorant brute. The samurai, enraged, drew his sword. I'll kill you, he shouted. Sengai calmly said, that is hell. The samurai froze, then sheathed his sword and bowed. And that, said Sengai, is heaven. In this moment, the samurai experienced the truth of Chapter 2. Hell and heaven are not places, they are states created by your judgments. The samurai's anger arose from labeling the master's words as insult. The peace came from releasing that label. The same event, two different realities. This is the power of seeing beyond duality. Let's reflect on this deeply. The samurai's initial reaction was automatic. Someone called him a brute, so he must defend his honor. That reaction was conditioned by his society, his training, his ego. But in the pause, the moment of recognition, he saw that the label insult was a creation of his own mind. The master's words were just sounds. The meaning he attached to them was what caused his suffering. When he let go of that meaning, heaven opened. This is not about passivity, it's about radical responsibility. You are not a victim of events, you are the one who names them. And you can choose to stop naming. The next time someone criticizes you, pause. Ask yourself, is this really an attack, or is it just words? The answer will set you free. How does this help you on Monday morning? 3 concrete scenarios. 1. At work, you're given a project that seems impossible. Instead of labeling it stressful or bad, see it as a dance of difficulty and ease. Focus on the next step, not the mountain. By not resisting, you find flow. Remember that difficulty and ease arise together. The project is only hard because you compare it to easier tasks. But what if you stopped comparing? What if you just worked, moment by moment, without judging? You might find that the impossible becomes possible, not because the task changed, but because your mind stopped fighting it. 2. In a relationship, you feel hurt by a partner's words. Before you react, pause. Their insult is only an insult because you name it so. Perhaps it's a cry for help, a mirror of their own pain. Let go of the label, and the hurt softens. This doesn't mean you accept abuse, it means you respond with clarity instead of reaction. When you drop the label hurtful, you can see the situation for what it is, 2 imperfect humans trying to connect. From that seeing, compassion arises naturally. 3. When you look in the mirror and criticize your body, remember, you are comparing yourself to a mental image of a beauty. That image is an illusion. Your body is not ugly, it just is. Breathe. Release the judgment. See yourself as the potter saw his lopsided bowl, perfect in its imperfection. Your wrinkles tell stories. Your scars are maps of survival. When you stop labeling parts of yourself as good or bad, you see the whole. And the whole is always beautiful, not because it matches a standard, but because it exists. This is the freedom of Chapter 2, to live without the weight of constant judgment. You can still appreciate beauty, but you no longer cling to it. You can still avoid harm, but you no longer fear it. You move through life like a bird flying through the sky, leaving no traces, yet touching everything. Stop naming your pain. Start feeling it. You came here exhausted from judging. Now, perhaps, you can rest. Not in the absence of opposites, but in their embrace. The river doesn't fight its banks. The mountain doesn't argue with the valley. And you can let go of the names you've given everything. Just be. The Tao is always with you.